So hey everyone, welcome back to Rebecca's Colouring Arts and Crafts. So today I just thought I would do a quick book haul of a few books I've recently received from Harpercollins Australia in exchange for a review. So some of these have already been released, some aren't quite released yet, so I'm basically just going to read the description at the back of the book and then that'll basically be it. Also, you may have noticed I've reached about 6 weeks today, so I'm starting to try out without my brace. I'm hoping it keeps getting even better from here. If I have to, obviously I'll put the brace back on for a little bit, but otherwise it's definitely improving, and so I'm trying to start doing things without my brace and that, and hopefully I'll be able to work some more on editing and gradually get back to doing colouring videos and stuff like that, which will be awesome. So I'm slowly improving and getting there, so I'm so happy about that. But yeah, so anyway, these books were provided to me by Harpercollins Australia in exchange for a review, and as you'll notice I've said recently, I no longer have a particular favourite genre anymore. I like reading all ranges of genres, and so that is why I'm sort of just doing a range of things. So I'm reading contemporary, I'm reading thriller, I'm reading fantasy. I just read all different genres these days. Obviously I've got a lot of books to read, but I'm working on it. First things first, I have to put my review books first, and then I can read some of my own books in other time frames and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm also seeing my surgeon this Thursday, and whoops, there goes everything's sliding because I've moved forwards. I see my surgeon this Thursday too, and hopefully I'll be able to look into scheduling something to get my left ankle done, because I'm really looking forward to that, because then I'll be able to hopefully do a lot more in my life with having a better ankle and blah blah blah. So I'm really excited about that and really looking forwards to getting that done and sorted, and it really means a lot to me. So I can't wait till this Thursday, and I'm hoping I'll have news sometime sooner or later. But yeah, so I might as well start with this anyway. Yeah, I'll just quickly show you anyway, but as you'll see, I'm back in the boot again. Yeah, I've got the mail parcel things down there that I received today. But yeah, my ankle's really playing up on me again, so I'm really looking forward to getting something sorted with my left ankle, because my right's coming so good and my right hand is improving, and yeah, so really good things there. But yeah, I'm looking forward and hoping if the left ankle can come out as good as the right, or even close to that, I will be mightily happy, because I'll be able to do more things again. But yeah, anyway, get to these books. So we've got, the first book here is Against My Will, Groomed, Trapped and Abused. This is My True Story of Survival by Sophie Crockett. And this is actually, I'll bring it here, a book of a girl with Asperger's, and that's why I requested this book. I took a lot of thinking about it before I decided, no, I'm going to request this one because of the fact that I have Asperger's. So this says, Asperger's made me a prisoner in my own home. When I finally entered the real world, evil was waiting. And also I'm doing this on my mobile too, just so you know, in case it's a bit shaky or anything. Sophie Crockett spent most of her childhood suffering from crippling anxiety. Know that. Diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, she became a virtual prisoner in her own home. After battling with depression, eating disorders and self-harm, Sophie had the courage to re-enter society in her late teens. She was just 17 when she fell prey to Simon Tibble, ST, a violent bully who exploited her vulnerability and cruelly assumed complete coercive control over her life. ST kept Sophie captive and refused to leave her alone. She endured countless episodes of mental, physical, and sexual abuse, while he repeatedly threatened to kill her. Sophie was convinced it was the end, but with remarkable bravery, after years of abuse, she finally managed to escape. This is her story of survival. So obviously not everything in there is something I've experienced, i.e. the sexual abuse thing, but well, I guess I don't want to go into this too much, but at school there were boys that would harass me by breathing down my neck and that, so I guess that was a bit of kind of sexual abuse things happening there when they were harassing me for my phone number and all of breathing down my neck and all of that sort of stuff. But this book's picking up my fingerprints. I'm trying not to leave grease, and I wash my hands off so many times, and yet I still end up with grease on them. It's annoying. But yes, but I thought this would be interesting because of the anxiety, because of the Asperger's, so I've got things to relate to. And I thought it would be interesting to try a real life story. So that is my first book there. The second book I've got here is Kingdom Tide by Ry Curtis. And this is, I'm not sure if it's a contemporary or based on real life story, but it says, I might have gone on being that same Cloris Waldrip, the one I had been for 72 years, had I not fallen out of the sky in that little aeroplane on Sunday, August the 31st, 1986. It does amaze that a woman can reach the tail end of her life and find that she hardly knows herself at all. When 72-year-old Cloris Waldrip finds herself lost and alone in the unforgiving wilderness of the Montana mountains, with only a Bible, a sturdy pair of boots, and a couple of sweets to keep her alive, it seems her chance of ever getting home to Texas is slim. Deborah Lewis, a park ranger who is drinking her way out of the aftermath of a messy divorce, is the only one who believes the old lady may still be alive. Galvanized by her newfound mission to find her, Lewis leads a motley group of rescuers to follow the trail of clues that Cloris has left behind. But as days stretch into weeks and Cloris' situation grows ever more precarious, help arrives from the unlikeliest of places, causing her to question all the certainties on which she has built her life. Suspenseful, wry, and gorgeously written, Kingdom Tide is the inspiring account of two unforgettable women whose heroism reminds us that survival is only the beginning. And obviously you can see it's got this pretty copper leaf on the title page, which is really pretty. And yeah, I'm really excited for this one too. I requested these because I'm fine, as I've said, I don't have particular favourites anymore, but at the same time, I'm requesting things that are of interest to me, that are different, that I'm so excited these days to just try different genres, different styles, and read all different types of books, fantasy, contemporary, all sorts of things, just because, yeah, it is exciting to me, and I'm enjoying reading and trying different things, and I've discovered a love of all different genres rather than just the one genre now. So the next book I've got here is Anna Wiener, Uncanny Valley, a memoir. So, this is obviously requested from Harpercollins too, and whoops. This is my little, what is it? Fairy Loot Queen of Nothing blanket that I've got it on. But yeah, so I think this one is a contemporary book too, but I'm not sure. But it says, a searching bird's eye study of industry and a generation, as well as an intimate microscopic portrait of ambition and hope and dread. Gia Tellentine, author of Trick Mirror. At 25 years old, Anna Wiener, I guess it is. Wiener, I don't know, was beginning to tire of her assistant job in New York publishing. There was no room to grow, and the voyeuristic thrill of answering someone else's phone had worn thin. Within a year, she had moved to Silicon Valley to take up a job of a data analytics startup in San Francisco. Leaving her business casual skirts and shirts in the wardrobe, she began working in company-branded t-shirts. She had a healthy income for the first time in her life. She felt like part of the future. But a tide was beginning to turn. People were speaking of tech startups and as surveillance companies. Out of 60 employees, only 8 of her colleagues were women. Casual sexism was rife. Sexual harassment cases were proliferating. And soon, like everyone else, she was addicted to the internet. Refreshing the news, refreshing social media. Scrolling and scrolling. Slowly, she began to realize that her blind faith was in ambitious, arrogant young men from America's soft suburbs wasn't just her own personal pathology. It had become a global affliction. Uncanny Valley is a coming-of-age story set against the backdrop of our generation's very own gold rush. It's a story about the tension between old and new, between art and tech, between the quest for money and the quest for meaning, about how our world is changing forever. So yeah, it sounds very interesting to me, and I'm keen to read this one, particularly because I am one of those that tends to get stuck on technology and refreshes and looks over things again and again. Yeah. And then finally, my last book that I received from Harpercollins Australia, and I think this is the trade paperback of The Binding by Bridget Collins. So there are some things that I want to show on this. Whoops. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm getting distracted. So this is obviously the paperback version of it. It was released in hardcover first, from what I know, but I requested this to review in when I saw that they were offering it for review for paperback. And this one is actually cool because it's got deckled edges on the paperback, and I haven't actually seen that on paperback before. So as you can see, we've got zigzag deckled edges. Inside, it's also like a flip out area. And so this is where we've got our little subtitle bit. So it says, imagine you could erase your grief. Imagine you could forget your pain. Imagine you could hide a secret forever. Emmett Farmer is working in the fields when a letter arrives summoning him. Emmett Farmer is working in the fields when a letter arrives summoning him to begin an apprenticeship. He will work for a bookbinder, a vocation that arouses fear, superstition, and prejudice. But one neither he nor his parents can afford to refuse. He will learn to handcraft beautiful volumes, and within each he will capture something unique and extraordinary. A memory. If there's something you want to forget, he can help. If there's something you need to erase, he can assist. Your past will be stored safely in a book, and you will never remember your secret, however terrible. In a vault under his mentor's workshop, now row upon row of books and memories are meticulously stored and recorded. Then one day Emmett makes an astonishing discovery. One of them has his name on it. The Binding is an unforgettable magical novel, a boundary-defying love story, and a unique literary event. So, okay, Bridget Collins has done more than one book by the looks of it. Yeah, so it's the first edition of this edition. So, from what I know, this is the edition that comes when the hardcover basically goes out of print in Australia, and that typically we keep the hardcover if it's done in a hardcover for about a year, and then it goes to paperback, which is why I've got a paperback edition, obviously. I do have a hard copy edition of the Waterstones edition of The Binding that's signed, but I don't know where it is right now, so I can't really show you. And I'll just have a quick look inside Uncanny Valley, see if there's any differences in here. It doesn't look so. Nope. Kingdom Tide. I just want to see what the inside of the books look like. Nope, nothing particularly special there either. Still interesting to look anyway, because sometimes I'll surprise you. Nope. But yeah, so I'm very happy to have these. Thank you very much to Harpercollins Australia for providing me with these in exchange for a review. I really, really appreciate it. I'm so happy to have these. Yeah, I really hope you've enjoyed this bit of a, I guess, showing of these books. And yeah, I just wanted to share them. I'm not doing this to brag or any of that by any means. I just wanted to share with you what I've got to review upcoming. I'll just quickly show. Some of these are personal books that I need to read for my own thing, but this is basically my review shelf. So I've got the City of Angels one, because the third and final Dark Artifices I've got to review. Hence why all my City of Bones books are up there, because I need to read them all before. I've read the first two, but yeah. And I'll just shift these. So these are other ones that I've got to read. So I've currently started In The Evil Queen by Gina Showalter. I've also got, that's a poster, but I've got Alice in Wonderland, Lewis Carroll. I don't know if you can see these, but The Rest of the Story by Sarah Dessen, and Jennifer L. Armentrout, Storm and Fury, Spell Hacker by M.K. England, Through the Dark, Veronica Roth, The Stories from the End and the Other Beginnings, or whichever it is, Simon & Schuster, Chris Carter, Hunting Evil, If You Could Go Anywhere, Hitch, Stone Country, and Women to the Front. So I've still got a few to read, but I'll obviously enjoy reading them as I get to them. And yeah, I really hope you've enjoyed this. Obviously there'll be more to come. I've also just remembered current one I'm reading. I'm just trying to shift it out from my brace. But the current one I'm also reading is Blood Air by Amelie Wen Zhao. I think it is. And this was provided to me by Harpercollins Australia in exchange for a review as well. And I'm loving it. So I'm nearly halfway through it. And yeah, I've been able to pick up a lot more of those the last couple of days as my wrist and that has improved quite a lot. So yeah, I really hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please leave a like, subscribe, comment. I always love hearing from you, and I will see you later. Bye.